Welcome back to another Legendary Theory video. It has been quite some time since I last delved into a theory, and today we are embarking on a story that I have been eagerly building and longing to explore. What if Uncle Ben had become Spider-Man? How would his version of the web-slinger fare against formidable villains? What events led to his transformation and what motivations drive him? This narrative represents a pivotal moment in the expansive world of the Spider-Verse, and I believe now is an opportune time to delve into and discuss the realm of possibilities. So we're going to start with the world-building origin story. Our story takes place in timeline 2207. The year is 2023, and Uncle Ben accompanies Peter to the science fair held at Midtown High, where the prestigious Oscorp, under the guidance of none other than Tony Stark, presents innovative ideas for young minds in the field of science and technology. In this timeline, Norman Osborn doesn't exist anymore. Instead, Tony Stark, the founder and creator of Oscorp Industries, pays tribute to his late best friend Norman with this endeavor. Tony addresses the students at Midtown High, while Peter eagerly prepares to showcase his brilliant concept of a genetically enhanced super spider, an idea he has diligently pursued since the loss of his parent. Before Peter departs from the car, Uncle Ben takes a moment to acknowledge his nephew's brilliance, reminding him that his mother would have been immensely proud, grateful for the encouragement. Peter expresses his hopes that his spider project will prove beneficial to Mr. Stark's endeavors. Uncle Ben reassures him, imparting his timeless wisdom upon the responsibility that comes with great power, a mantra Peter knows all too well. Uncle Ben acknowledges this, assuring Peter of his understanding. Unbeknownst to Peter, in his excitement, he leaves the spider in the vehicle with Uncle Ben as he departs from the school. As Uncle Ben drives, he is taken by surprise when the spider bites his hand. Acting instinctively, he inadvertently crushes the spider, realizing only afterwards that it was, in fact, Peter's science project, intended for presentation to Tony. Overwhelmed by remorse, Uncle Ben pulls over and attempts to remove the venom from his hand. Acutely aware that this was no ordinary spider, a wave of emotions engulfs him, as he weeps while texting Peter, expressing profound apology for the loss of his science project. A tear lands on his phone, emphasizing the depth of Uncle Ben's sensitivity and emotional connection, setting him apart from other iterations of the character. Upon arriving home, Uncle Ben exclaims, "May, honey, I'm home," prompting Aunt May to remind him not to forget to pick up Peter at 8 p.m. As she speaks, Ben experiences an immediate surge of euphoria, but soon after he again begins to feel faint and dizzy. He informs May that he needs to rest and lies down for a nap, unaware of the tragedy that awaits him. Hours pass, and Uncle Ben wakes. Realizing that he has overslept, he rushes to the door, glancing at his phone to check the time is 8:07. Panic sets in as he notices missed calls from May and Peter. Assuming May must have picked up Peter, he heads out the door. Determined to reach the school on foot, he sets off, unaware of the impending tragedy he is about to confront. Police helicopters and ambulances speed past him as news alert flashes on his phone. Midtown High tragedy strikes. Although he senses something zooming away from the scene, Uncle Ben's sole focus remains on ensuring Peter's safety. Upon his arrival, he witnesses Aunt May tightly embracing the lifeless body of their beloved nephew, Peter. Consumed by pain and tears, the sight leaves Uncle Ben utterly bewildered, and he collapses to the ground. Overwhelmed by confusion, disappointment, and self-blame, if only he had arrived earlier, perhaps the catastrophe could have been averted. Unbeknownst to him, his fist slams into the ground, leaving a trail of rubble, a manifestation of anguish. Oblivious to the destruction, his sole concern is comforting May and being there for Peter. Uncle Ben rises and approaches May, trembling, and asks what has transpired. May explains that a gas attack had taken place at the school, claiming the lives of all the students. Uncle Ben's spine shudders in disbelief as he questions how such an event could have occurred. May responds, indicating that one of the students' experiments had gone awry, but the details remain undisclosed. The night fades away, leaving only tears and profound sense of shame. As the following day dawns, funeral arrangements are made for young Peter, symbolizing the depth of their loss. Uncle Ben and Aunt May bid a solemn farewell to their beloved nephew Peter. The house grows quiet, void of Peter's infectious cheerfulness. May recognizes that both she and Ben need time to adjust to the new reality, but she can't shake her concerns about the spider bite and its potential effects. Ben spends his days sitting at his office desk, gazing at the missed messages on his phone, struggling to accept the harsh truth that Peter is gone. One day, Uncle Ben decides it's time to visit Peter's resting place, and finally listens to the messages left on his phone. He informs Aunt May of his intentions and heads out the door, phone safely tucked in his pocket. May embraces him with a hug and a kiss, assuring him that she will join him shortly. As Uncle Ben arrives at the cemetery, his emotions intensify. bringing him closer to the weight of his loss. He approaches Peter's tombstone, whispering heartfelt apologies for not being there when Peter needed him most. With trembling hands, he reaches into his pockets to play the message Peter had left. In that moment, Ben notices that the spider bite on his hand has spread to his wrist, causing a throbbing sensation. Yet in the midst of his overwhelming emotion, he doesn't pay attention to his own well-being. As he listens to Peter's message, express gratitude for Ben's unwavering support and love, tears stream down his face. Meanwhile, the throbbing in his wrist intensifies, but Ben remains too absorbed in his memories and Peter's words to care. With a whisper, he tells Peter, "I love you." Aunt May approaches at the edge of the cemetery, torn between approaching Ben or staying back. Suddenly, she hears Ben's agonizing scream, and without hesitation, she rushes towards him. To her astonishment, she witnesses a web-like material emanating from Ben's wrist, enveloping him like a spider wrapping its prey. Shocked by the sight, but still trusting in Peter's ability in science, May refrains from calling for help, hopeful that Ben will be okay. Covering the webbed up Ben, May decides to return the following day. She believes in her nephew's creation and feels a sense of relief, knowing that Peter's legacy lives on. The next day, when May arrives, she discovers that the webbed cocoon is gone. Emerging from behind a tree stands Ben, transformed and altered, possessing newfound strength, speed, and agility. He appears leaner, different, and exclaims, "May, I'm fine." Overwhelmed with relief, May gazes at him with confidence, knowing that Peter's spirit lives on within him. Uncle Ben, aware of his significance of Peter's creation, feels a newfound responsibility to uncover the truth behind the tragedy at Midtown High. As he explores his newly acquired powers, he returns home to review Peter's research and writings, noticing that Peter was aware of the spider's potential effects. Ben begins to delve into his own abilities, heightened senses, agility, strength, and even web-slinging capabilities. There is a similarity to the Spider-Man we all know, with a natural twist. Ben can shoot webs from under his tongue due to his action of sucking out the venom. Together, Ben and May create a suit that reflects Peter's favorite colors, honoring his memory. And now, Uncle Ben stands as the powerful Spider-Man. If you all would like to see me continue building this unique and intriguing storyline, leave a comment down below, letting me know your thoughts. Stay tuned for more legendary theories.